Call to order, roll call, declare a quorum, please.
Mr. Griffin,
Present.
Dr. Matusik,
Here.
Mr. Simrod,
Here.
Mr. Lau,
Present.
Mrs. Sharpson, here.
Welcome of our visitors to more just walked in, and welcome to our board member-elect, Lance Painter, who is, Jack needs to shine the camera right on him right now. Okay, good, all right. No, it's official. Public comments. Nobody signed the sheet. Those that are in here will be able, you're free to comment at the appropriate times. And nobody signed up 48 hours prior.
Nobody notified me.
Move to item 3, consent agenda, 3.1 through 3.4. Does anybody have any of those items that need to be pulled out for further discussion or any questions, comments regarding them?
I had a couple questions asked of me of an encumbrance, and where it just says removal of ceiling. What that is we've talked about those 4 old goals in the old gym being replaced. So before that company could attach the new goals to the existing frame, we had to hire Damien to come in and cut out the hole. So it was just a removal, it was just a patch, and then he's gonna come back in and patch that over and seal it to where it'd be one part again. So that's what that was.
Okay. This is in the old high school gym
This is in the old
attached
high
to the
school
cafeteria.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody? Seeing none, I will move to approve the consent agenda as posted.
Second.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Dr. Matusik.
Yes.
Mr. Simrod.
Yes.
Mr. Lau,
Aye.
Mrs. Sharpson. Yes.
Item 4, a presentation of the annual dropout and college remediation report for 2023-2024 school year.
So this is just an annual accreditation item that has to be reviewed by the board. If you guys had a chance to look at it, I'll let Mr. Faulkner explain to you briefly kind of where this comes from.
So the college remediation report is done by ACT. We've got 26 freshmen as of fall of 2022. So like incoming college freshmen for that fall, 26 total. Okay, out of those 26, you have 1 that needed remediation in English, 6 that needed remediation in math, 6 that needed remediation in reading, and then 10 total that were in remedial courses. So that's what that one means. If you, did you guys get a chance to look at it? That's all it means. Do you have any? I don't feel like there's much more than that on that one. The dropout report, actually, oddly enough, I presented to you a year in advance, and I was talking to Timberly about it. I didn't realize they wanted me to do it the year before, so we actually have 2 kids that we had to claim as dropouts that I talked with you about last year. So those are kids that whenever they go to any other school outside of the state or outside of the country, we've had some that have gone back to school in Mexico. When they leave our state, they don't track them anymore. So as long as they stay in our state, then when they re-enroll somewhere else, it knocks them off of that, gets them under their role, if that makes sense. When they go out of state, which is what most of those kids are, we then have to put in like it's called a DVR. I mean, I can't remember exactly what DVR stands for right now, but basically explaining with documentation why they are claimed as a dropout in your state. So I've had to call schools in other states to make sure there was actually an enrollment and that they could provide me the enrollment and things like that. So the problem is they don't allow you to do those right away. It's I think every 3 years, like following whenever they quote unquote drop out, if that makes sense, that you can submit that for review to then not have to claim them as a dropout. So that's what you see there is just 2 kids out of the, I think it's 232, I believe, that are we claimed as dropouts.
There's mine.
There's mine.
Any questions?
I have none.
We will then move on. Is there new business we were not made aware of?
No new business to act upon.
Superintendent's report.
Accreditation, we just received this in the mail. It was dated July 27th, but we just got it, so that's why you're just now seeing it. But congratulations to all our principals and Timberly and the ladies in the principal's offices for taking care of this. So we, all 4 sites, no deficiencies. So congratulations to them. School board candidate for seat number 5 with us tonight is Lance Painter. Lance was the lone signee, so condolences, congratulations, however you look at it. He will officially take over after the April election, so that is the 8th, I believe. So for us, he would make the second board meeting April 14th, so that'll be his first board meeting as an official member. 2 resignations, 3 resignations. Michael Reeves, middle school para, Sandra Torres, early childhood aide, and Flo Conway, special ed director. 47 years she's been doing this, told us that this morning, so congratulations to her on a wonderful career. She's done a lot of great things here. And then school report card, I just gave you a snapshot of where each site was last year, and early childhood doesn't get a grade, where each site was last year and where they are this year. And the elementary went, stayed at a C, went from C to a C. Middle school went B to B, and then the high school went from a D to a B. And one of the things I asked about this morning, I sent you guys, is what's one of the biggest factor. And Mr. Faulkner, he took credit. He said it was because of him, didn't he? The first thing he said this morning, he said it's because of me. So, but no, in all seriousness, to explain to everybody that academic achievement, there's 5 components within figuring that score. And academic achievement is 45 out of the 85 points. And last year, out of those 45 points, we scored 13, and this year they scored 33. So that was the biggest jump. And I will give back credit to Mr. Faulkner and his teachers. The one thing that I've mentioned to you guys that I think that helped as much as anything is years past we'd have kids, because if you guys remember on the end of instruction test, those used to be, you had to pass those to get on your transcript in order to graduate. These tests right now, there's nothing anybody can hold over their head. And in the past, we've had kids that actually sign their name and get up and leave because there's no ramification, nothing whatsoever. And Mr. Faulkner and the teachers, they did just a good job of explaining to the kids of how important it is, how it helps the school, help us, and the kids listen. So that was it. One of the things too, and that the only component that we did drop in was that graduation that he's referring to. And that is over a 6-year cohort, because when those kids come in as a 7th grade, that's when the cohort's established. So it's tracked, and they can change cohorts if they move school to a public school, but sometimes kids may go to Epic and they may be counted as a dropout. They may go homeschooled, counted as a dropout. So the term dropout, everybody thinks, oh man, you just got that kid that's just no longer, he's just not going to school, he's in town. And that's not the case at all, really, by the state's definition of dropout. So good news on the school report card. Congratulations to Mr. Faulkner and all his teachers and the counselor.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Item 7, executive session. I will propose to move to go into executive session in regarding evaluation of the superintendent as well as discussion of real property.
Second.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Dr. Matusek.
Yes.
Mr. Simron.
Yes.
Mr. Lapp.
Aye.
Mrs. Charmison. Yes.
Acknowledge return to open session. We entered at 7:10. We returned to open session at 8:37. All board members were present, including Superintendent Jason Sternberger and Board Member-elect Lance Painter. We were also joined by Nathan Greenfield and Billy Greenfield. No votes were taken, and only the agenda items were discussed. 7.2 regards the property located on Kansas Avenue.
Just based on the fact that we need to acquire a little bit more information, I would say that we do a no action on that and move that to the January board meeting, and we'll put that on the agenda there.
We'll go no action just in case. We need to table it because it may not be up ready at the January. So we'll just do no action on 7.2. Item 8 regards personnel. 8.1 is in regard to the superintendent, his contract.
I'll make a motion to rehire Mr. Jason Sternberger for the 2025-2026 school year as superintendent.
Second.
Sorry, give me a second. Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Dr. Matusek,
Yes.
Mr. Simrod.
Yes.
Mr. Lau,
Aye.
Mrs. Charmison. Yes.
8.2 regards the employment of certified staff on temporary contract and support staff, elementary school counselor, part-time custodian, and school para.
I recommend the following: Brenda Jimenez as elementary school counselor. She will start effective January. Nicole Beeman as part-time custodian. Camilla Wiskowski, elementary paraprofessional, and Sierra Haymaker, middle school paraprofessional.
Move to hire.
Second.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Dr. Matusek,
Yes.
Mr. Simrod.
Yes.
Mr. Lau,
Aye.
Mrs. Charmison. Yes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Dr. Matusek,
Yes.
Mr. Simrod.
Yes.
Mr. Lau,
Aye.
Mrs. Charmison.